Hello, friends. This is Arun here, your Mindset Marinator. It's such a pleasure meeting you all through this video. In this video, I thought I'll just share a simple concept about gurgling the mind. I'm not sure whether you came across this concept about gurgling the mind. You know, gurgling the mouth, right? After you eat something, you gurgle to keep it clean. But gurgling mind, it's a different concept. I thought I would just share this useful information to the audience so that they'll get benefited out of it, right? This had happened last week in my office. There was an event for which they had arranged breakfast. So on that day, I went a bit early so that I could have my breakfast so that I could take part in the event. Okay. There are a lot of food breakfast items were provided. I picked bagel. It's an American breakfast item, bagel. And that too I picked the cinnamon flavor. It used to be slightly sweet. And also there was a coffee kept on the other side. The entire place was filled with the coffee aroma. So I feel like just having a little bit of coffee. I normally don't take coffee, but once in a while I take. So I feel like just having a little bit of coffee. And then I went and then just filled half cup. And then I just added 4 sachets of sugar packet in that. I came to the dining area and then I started to devour my food. I mean, I started to consume the breakfast item. It was so sweet, so delicious. After consuming it, then I started to have a sip of the coffee which I took. To my surprise, though I added 4 sachets of sugar, there's no sweet in the coffee. Why? Because I've already had a good amount of sweet, so my tongue got accustomed to that sweet level what it had had in the breakfast item, which is called the bagel, right? Then I thought, okay, I need to consume this coffee, but the taste is not there. So I went to the washroom nearby. I gurgled my mouth nicely, and then I came back, and then I took the sip of the coffee, and it was I found the sweetness was a little bit, still the sweetness was there. So again, I went and then gurgled nicely, and then came back, and then I had the coffee. Then it tasted sweet. You might ask, Arun, what's that you're trying to explain here? Friends, even the analogy what I shared, right? Even in our mind also behave exactly the same way. Most of the time, we are not gurgling our mind. We live in the same level where it was, and then we try to look out the positive, look out for the happiness. I will just explain this in a little bit in an understandable concept. See, assume you take somebody from your house, okay? Probably the person who you should not like, or rather, you already had that kind of enmity or a different heart feeling towards that person, okay? So you took your mind to a different level, right? About the negativity of that person. Whatever that person is going to do to you, the act of kindness, your mind is not going to accept that. Why? Because your mind is already in the peak. You kept your mind already in the peak, something negative and bad about that person. So your mind is not going to perceive, understand, appreciate the good thing about that person. This is where most of the problem happen when it comes to relation. It could be brothers, it could be sisters, it could be with your parents, it could be with your mother, father, neighbor, your boss, your colleague. It could be anybody for that matter, right? So what is that you wanted to? What's that you can do to get resetted? That's the whole intention. Is it okay if I can share a two simple idea what I practice so that you also can practice to do the gurgling of your mind. Okay. The first thing, what I have this habit of just going and spending time with nature. In fact, I'm practicing it for the past 28 years. On one fine Saturday, or rather during whenever I get time, I go to a nearby park, nearby water body, nearby pool, nearby pond, nearby park, or rather I go to the sea, and then I spend time by admiring the nature. Because spending time with nature, it helps to reset your thinking. It is one aspect of gurgling your mind. It is such a beautiful exercise, and you really feel that you kind of got energized after doing that exercise. It helps to reset your thinking. It helps to reset your thought process. And second tip is invariably I try to spend time every day in analyzing what sort of thoughts I'm harboring, or rather, what sort of thoughts I'm entertaining. Okay, that's called, in a simple term, it's called reflection time. So I spend reflection time in understanding, analyzing what sort of thoughts I'm harboring, what sort of thoughts I'm undergoing. If I undergo a negative thoughts about some events, somebody, about some events, right? And then I try to do the gurgling of my mind, and then I try to bring down the thought. When you do this process, what happens? So you're not remaining in the same high level. Rather, you're trying to bring your thought frequency, and then anything good happens, then your mind will be able to receive it. The example, what I said, the having the sweet bagel and also the coffee, after gurgling, I was able to sense the sweetness. Likewise, you got to do your gurgling in your mind as well. This is something not many people are aware of it or not doing it. And I felt this compulsion to share this across so that you as a audience, or you as a viewer, will get benefited out of this. Okay. So the simple concept is gurgling your mind. Now, question I would like to ask, are you ready to do the gurgling process in your for your mind? Okay. So that's a simple thought I wanted to share across. Otherwise, thank you so much for listening to this, watching this. Um, this is Arun here, your mindset marinator. I wish good and the best to happen in your life. Thank you so much, friends. Bye.